Dear sir or madam, will you take a look? It took me years to write. Will you take a look? I want to be a paperback writer. It's your old pal, Tom McAuliffe, award-winning author and man about town and camper. Here we are at Uncle Tom's cabin. Got the fire going. That's your cabin up there, actually, the one with the bright lights. I'm over there in the corner. The leaves are turning. And here we are at episode 15. And they said it wouldn't last. Episode 15. We've got some great guests. It's going to be a real short one this time. But I got a great guest for you. She's coming out of the Mitten, Michigan. You know, Michigan's like, I'm born and raised Detroit and its suburbs. And she's from Michigan, and she is a publisher, award-winning author, has got a bunch of hats in the fire and a new book out and another new book coming. So you're going to enjoy that interview with Diana Catherine, which is coming up. I've been fooling around with doing book trailers for my books, and I showed you one last week about Atlantis. Boy, the response to this book has really been quite surprising, and it's been surprising not just because it's a good book, if I do say so myself, but also because of where it's becoming popular. Countries like Spain, Italy, there was another weird one, the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Malaysia, and it's Kill or Be Killed, the Amsterdam Affair. Let's check out the promo. Well, it's time once again for our weekly check-in with what's hot in books and music. We do an amalgamation, we put it all in a big kettle and turn it all around and come up with top 10 lists. My favorite, Tom's top 10 lists. And this week, we're looking at Drafted Digital's bestsellers. Take a look. England swings like a pendulum do. I love music. And even though I can't sing, I still attempt it. Um, we were talking earlier about, do you like to listen to a little light background music when you're reading or when you're writing or just hanging out? I do. I do. I love that. And in particular, we were talking about a guy on YouTube. Check him out. It's called Dr. Saxlove, Saxlove. Dr. Saxlove. He's got like a 3 hour video of light, beautiful background sax music, only about Motown. See how there's a theme here in the show? Yeah. He's got a 3 hour thing about Motown songs, and it's just wonderful. Dr. Saxlove on YouTube. Check him out. Well, my next guest here on episode 15 is a publisher, community activist, educator, editor, mentor, award winning author, award winning podcaster, YouTuber. She is like the Michelangelo, man. I hate her. No. No. Diana Catherine is founder, publisher, editor, and mentor at Page Promotions, LLC. I'll get it right down the bottom there. She's also host of a Michigan-based weekly podcast program that spotlights independent authors and other people of the book, as she would say. Um, she has the wonderful site Indie Reads a Lot, and you'll see all the contacts and links in the show notes as well as down at the bottom of the screen. She believes in fostering a love for the written word in all of its forms, and her love of literacy knows no bounds. She does all different kinds of genres, which they say you're not supposed to do. Um, she also has what a background. She spent 6 years as an associate publisher, editor, and writing coach, and a bookshop manager for Grey Wolf Publishing. I've heard of them. Um, she holds a degree in English with a concentration in creative composition, and has a early childhood development and literature degree. And she's a lover of animals, as am I. Her muse and her dog Chucky, her muse Drake is a duck, and she also did some time, and we're going to have her back on the show with the Detroit Repertory Theater and in newspaper business as well. She lives in southeastern Michigan with her dog Charlie, and when she's not writing, she enjoys hiking, kayaking, and escaping to her cabin. I think that's the one that she rents out, that one in the back. Um, uh, where she escapes to her cabin in the woods to write and spend time with her son. Please welcome to the show, Diana Catherine.
Hi, thanks for having me, Tom. I appreciate it. Although I think virtuoso is a bit of a stretch as an adjective to use, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you. I really I'm excited about being on your program today and talking with you a little bit about the world of words.
Well, what a small world it is too. I mean, I grew up in Birmingham and Northwest Detroit, and you're from that area as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in Southfield and now live in Birmingham. So
And
we're neighbors.
and you have a book signing and a book festival type thing coming up just this weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be out in the western part of Michigan. I'm going to be in Marshall, Michigan, at a really fun place called Turkeyville. And this is a really great little farm. They have a restaurant with super tasty food and a little ice cream parlor. And then a few times a year, they do this great fine arts and crafts kind of show. I'm going to be out there with a couple of other really great authors. And the really super fun part about it is the reason it's called Turkeyville, they have many. Last time I was there, I counted about 40 free range turkeys just wandering around the property.
Yes. Well,
So it
how is
it's a
your duck going to
tremendous
deal with
amount
that?
of fun. Yeah. I'm sorry.
How is your duck going to deal with that?
Oh, Drake gets along with everybody. He's pretty amenable. As long as they don't try to pluck his feathers out, he'll be perfectly okay.
Well, there's so much to talk about with you. Hopefully, you'll come back on the show, but I want to get right to it. You've got a brand new book out.
I do.
Actually, two
Two
brand new books.
brand two new books on the table this year, yeah.
Her Heartstone
Yes.
and Henry the Hippo.
Yeah, Henry Hippo's New Home. That's a children's book that just came out in February. Yeah, February it came out. And it's a children's picture book for the pre-K set. And the point of the book is to teach little kids what it's like to manage moving to a new neighborhood and making new friends.
And that's not the first children's book that you've done, right?
Correct. Technically it's my fourth children's book, but it's the second in the series. We're calling it the Smart Ears Safari series. I work on multiple projects simultaneously. I think I'm working on 6 or 7 right now. And they're all in various stages of done. And again, having an outline, having a plan gives me the opportunity to, oh, if I get an idea for my Western, I can go put that in there. And if I get an idea for my crime novel, I can go put that in there. So it gives me the ability to be really and loose and fluid with my ideas and then drop them in where they go. So the new book coming out, I'm hoping to have it out for Halloween, but we'll see.
Ooh,
Um,
spooky. Is
yeah,
it a spooky subject?
it is. It's a new paranormal. It's a ghost story that takes place at Whitefish Point, which is a lighthouse in the
I
Upper Peninsula.
know it well. We were there
Yes.
last summer.
Yep. It is. They have a museum there. They have also taken the old rescue crew quarters and turned it into an Airbnb so you can actually stay overnight on the property.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that.
yeah, you have to get special permission to do it, but you can. They only have 6 rooms, so it's kind of an exclusive thing.
You see why that you see it's like the big guy. My next book is about the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, there you go. See, so
What are the chances? What are the chances of
I
that?
know, isn't it
That's
crazy?
spooky, man. That's spooky.
So this is a ghost story that takes place at the lighthouse in modern times. It's the story about a writing group who go to the lighthouse for a retreat for a week. And during the time that they're there, they discover that there is 100-year-old ghost who is trapped at the lighthouse. And in order for her to, she was a great lover of stories. And whenever the sailors came with the tender ships to drop off supplies, they would come in and tell stories to her, and she just gravitated to that and she loved it. She was killed in the Freshwater Fury, which is a real storm that happened in 1914. It was the most devastating storm in Michigan, in the Great Lakes. And so unfortunately, she and her family passed at the light before she was able to finish a story she was working on. So this book, it's called Tears Remember, and it's the
It's
story of
called
this.
what again?
It's called Tears Remember, and it's the story of this writing group who come to realize that they have to finish the story the ghost began to release her from the lighthouse.
Oh man, that's
So
awesome, epic.
epic is an understatement. So it started out being this nice, gentle little novel, and now it's evolved into what my editing partner and I are calling an epic paranormal, because I think at last count I had like 129,000 words. So when you figure that the average novel is about 75 to 80,000 words, this is a little above that. So it's kind of epic paranormal,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a lot of fun.
When do you think that will come out?
I'm hoping Halloween this year.
Wonderful. Well, we're gonna keep we'll keep on top of that, and we'll tell that in our book roundup when
Thank you. I appreciate that.
when that comes out. So let me ask you this: you also wear a publisher's hat,
Yeah, yeah.
a coach for
Yep.
authors and such like that. Let me ask you just a couple of quick questions.
Of
One,
course.
when you're laying out a new book like that, do you first off, what do you think about authors who, for me, it's always been about the story. I can tell that's for you too.
Yeah,
And it's like,
absolutely.
I don't really care about the money,
I
I
mean, the
really
money's
don't.
nice,
It is, but
right?
it's about putting those stories out into the world.
100%.
Um, do you what do you think about authors who research the market? They say, okay, I
I
can do it.
research the market. Yeah, I research the market, and because I work on multiple projects in different genres simultaneously, and the speed at which a particular project is completed depends a good deal in part about how popular that genre is at the time. So right now, paranormal novels are really, really popular. And so this is the book that I'm really focusing a great deal of my attention on because I know that there are readers out there looking for a book like this.
Now,
Um,
when you do that,
mhm.
excuse me to interrupt you because
No, go ahead.
our time is short. Do you make any differentiation between the ebook, the audiobook, the the paperback? In other words, do you adjust the writing at all, or can you
No.
adjust the writing at all between those
You you
vehicles?
could you could, but I don't. Um, and most authors in today's market don't do that. The book you get an ebook is the same book you'll get in paperback, and then the audiobook is, of course, the story read aloud in exactly the same format. Now, there are some people who will publish a paperback novel, and then maybe a year or so later, they will come up with uh, additional chapters or additional information that they decide, well, maybe authors might like or readers might like to see this, and so they will add it as bonus material to the back of a hardcover edition. So there sometimes you can make that kind of a distinction. um, for me, I think the story should be the story and nobody should have to guess which version it is. So I try really hard to make them all identical across all the platforms.
And obviously, you have no problem with being a multi-genre author.
Zero. Um, I I have so many stories I want to tell. Drake has so many stories he wants to tell. So the
Drake
two
is,
of us,
ladies and gentlemen, Drake is her duck.
Drake is my duck muse. This is Drake. He helps me write. There's a long story on the website. If you want to learn more about Drake, you can go to my website over here, and there's a whole bio on Drake and where he came from and what his symbolism is. But we have so many stories we want to tell. So I write with the same pen name for all the genres because I'm very proud of what I write. And I am gently schizophrenic, but not so much that I want to have individual names and personalities for every genre. That sounds like way too much to manage. So I publish everything I write under my own name.
Wonderful. Well, I would be, I know that you also have, and that's why I want to have you back on the show. You did time in Detroit radio, the theater
Yes.
group, the repertory theater group.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
that you're really plugged in with Detroit Book Fest and with other authors that are up there.
Yeah, I spent
What
some time in newspaper journalism as well, so the words are kind of the theme that run throughout my life.
what we hear all about AI and we see that impacting our business in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see as trends?
Well, the personally, the idea of generative AI, I find it really frightening, and I also find it, I don't agree with using generative AI. There are enough stories in the world with enough imagination. I don't think we need robots helping us write our books. So you will never find me using generative AI. Um,
And by
and
generative UAI, for those that don't know, that's AI, Chat GPT, other applications like that, actually writing the words. We're not talking about
Exactly. You
assisted AI, which
correct.
is like,
Assisted AI is things like Grammarly, or Pro Writing Aid, those tools that help you do things like fix grammar and sentence structure and punctuation. My concern is generative AI, where you type in a short phrase for an idea of a story and then the computer spits out an entire book. That does not set well with me.
do you think that authors should be required to disclose that?
100% I do. Um, and I know right now anyone who publishes with KDP, which is the arm of Amazon, the publishing arm of Amazon, you must declare that you've used generative AI. And if you don't, their fine print says that they reserve the right to pull your account completely from Amazon. So they won't allow you to. But the fact that you use generative AI is not, they don't, they don't disallow you to publish, but if you don't declare it, they reserve the right to pull your account and every book you've ever produced, whether it was AI generated or not. So the idea there is if you use it, tell the truth and tell us that you used it. And if
You
we find out you lied, no more.
bye bye. You
Yeah,
sell your books direct though through your website,
I do.
right? Yeah.
I sell them direct at meet and greets. I do not sell through my website. I use Amazon to fulfill my orders electronically. If you want to order a book, it's just so much more convenient to have Amazon print it and ship it and send it to you. A lot of people have Prime accounts now, so shipping is null. Um, for me to manage all of that distribution infrastructure, I tried it early on in my career and I found it to be very difficult. So if you want a book signed by me personally, you either have to send me an email and request it or meet up at one of the places where I'm going to be. Just check my event calendar and I'll be more than happy to sign as many books as you want to buy.
Well, I want to get to one of the most important things and basically how I found you, which
Uh-huh.
is your Indie Reads Aloud storytelling podcast. What a brilliant stroke of genius that is. So
Thank
much
you.
fun. No long-winded interviews like with Tom. Um, it's basically storytelling, and you have authors come on the show. Tell me about that.
Exactly. Yeah. I started this about 4.5 years ago, and the idea was how can I support the indie and small press author community with their outreach and marketing efforts. And the idea is authors come in, we have a little bit of conversation at the beginning, and then they read to you from their book for 15 minutes. And then we have a little bit of conversation and it's over. Each episode is about 30 minutes long, give or take. Um, and it's a great way for authors to reach new readers. And it's a really great way for readers to test drive authors and their books to find out if it's something you might be interested in, to find out if it's a good fit. And then if you like it, then you can go order the book and read the whole thing. So my goal on this, and this is a free program, authors can come and read for free. Readers can listen for free. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. um my goal is to just help the indie author community become a stronger community. You know, the big five now, publishing houses, they have these very large marketing departments that really do bolster their authors. And so I was trying to find a way that I could serve my author community, for those of us who don't have really big marketing budgets.
Well,
So
it was a
there are
blast.
250 episodes up right now, and I'm recording more all the time.
That's what I was going to ask. How many? 250. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really had a good time with that, and we'll link that at the bottom of the screen, so you'll have that.
Yeah, and it was super fun having you on the program. That was blast.
Yeah, well, that's dark open sky. It's um, well, I
Yeah.
always ask all of my guests one question, and that is, if there was one thing you wanted readers to know about your books, what would it be?
Oh, holy moly, there's a question. Um, I suppose the thing that I want readers to take away most is that I'm absolutely genuine in my passion for writing, and my goal is to entertain. And if you like stories, most of my stories are character driven, um, because I think the relationships are really super important and they're relatable. So if you like stories that really touch you and make you think, then my stuff might be in your wheelhouse.
Well, I can't wait for the new book. Count me on as a pre-sale for the new book.
Oh, it's out right now. It is out right now.
No, no, no.
This
Yeah, well,
is
that one I got to
The
get
Dark
that
Star.
too. But
Yeah,
I mean the
yeah.
paranormal one about Whiteface
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah.
That's
So that's
that's
Tears Remember. And if you go to my website over here at dkpwriter.com, you can sign up to be a beta reader. And beta readers get the book when it's finally finished with edits so that they get to read it first.
I'm going there right now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Diana, Kevin, thank you so much for being on the show. And we really appreciate it. You make it a great day and come back and see us again soon, will you?
I'm willing to come by anytime. Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Well, let's take a look at what's happening in music this week. And hey, by the way, if you've got a new CD or something that you just discovered that you want to share with the rest of the group, please send me an email, bookinfo@nextstopparadise.com, right on the bottom of the screen. And we told you about the Music Finder. I'll also put that in the show notes as well. It's a discount CD finder and book finder. You basically put in your zip code, and it sells you books and CDs at a discount. Can't beat it. Let's take a look at what's happening in music in the Billboard Top 100. Well, that'll about do it here for show number 15 here at Uncle Tom's Cabin. Thanks so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. We're getting started. Tell your friends. If you've got a new book that you've been reading that you think is fantastic, or even one that is maybe didn't hit the mark quite so much, or a CD, a group that you've discovered, please let us know down at the bottom of the screen. And if you're an author and or a musician and you've got a new CD or a new book to talk about, get in touch. We'd love to have you on the show. We are growing, growing, growing. And we appreciate you stopping by. Go out there and write something, read something, create some music, make the world a better place, and you make it a great day.